Look at a chicken, and you see an animal seemingly engineered to sit at the bottom of the food chain. It lacks sharp fangs, it barely flies, and it walks with a clumsy, unbalanced gait. So when a massive snake strikes and swallows one whole, it looks like a standard day in nature. But inside the predator's throat, the bird continues to fight. It kicks at the walls of the esophagus and pecks relentlessly at the internal tissue. What was supposed to be an easy meal becomes a source of constant pain. Instead of forcing the bird into its stomach, the snake decides the prey isn't worth the risk. It works the bird back up and regurgitates it. The chicken emerges covered in slime and barely able to stand, but it is alive. Behind this unassuming appearance is an anatomy that can endure being swallowed whole and walk away. Imagine an eagle carrying a chicken thousands of feet into the air and dropping it. For a person, a fall this high is fatal. This diagram illustrates why the physics of falling change at a smaller scale. The smaller a body is, the greater its surface area becomes relative to its mass. As the chicken falls, it spreads its wings and feathers, creating significant air resistance. Because the bird weighs so little, it never reaches a high terminal velocity. By the time it reaches the grass, the ground has far less energy to absorb on impact. The bird crashes, tumbles several times, and simply stands back up. At this scale, the relationship between drag and mass effectively neutralizes the danger of a long drop. Kinetic impact is only one threat. In a severe snowstorm, extreme cold buries vehicles in ice and drops internal temperatures to lethal levels. This cross-section shows the biological mechanism at work. The feathers are arranged to trap a layer of air directly against the skin. Even when ice coats the bird's plumage, this trapped air acts as insulation, slowing the escape of body heat and keeping internal organs above a fatal temperature. This same layer provides a defense during a flash fire. The outer feathers ignite and burn away, absorbing a portion of the heat before it can penetrate deep enough to damage the underlying tissues. The thick covering acts as a physical barrier. When a venomous snake strikes, its fangs slide across the dense feathers, barely piercing the skin. As a result, the bird receives a non-lethal dose of venom. Feathers are not just for flight. They function as a multi-purpose biological shield against heat, cold, and toxins. If pulled into the rotating header of a working combine harvester, it enters a landscape of churning steel and high-speed rollers. Its small size allows it to drop into the gaps between machinery, eventually being thrown out the back with the straw, dazed but alive. Similar luck occurs if a chicken is trapped in a garbage truck as the compactor activates. As the metal plate crushes inward, cardboard boxes and bags of soft waste deform first. This creates a temporary pocket of space around the bird. The surrounding garbage takes the full force of the mechanism, allowing the chicken to crawl out once the truck is unloaded. Even a plunge down a 1,000-foot mine shaft rarely results in a single fatal impact. The bird hits sloped walls, slides along ledges, and lands on safety nets. Each painful impact repeatedly resets its speed, preventing it from accelerating to a lethal velocity. In dangerous industrial environments, the chicken survives by fitting into the narrow margins of safety that larger animals cannot exploit. But there is one method of ending a chicken's life that is supposedly foolproof: a direct strike from a farmer's axe. In 1945, a chicken named Mike survived the chopping block. Though headless, the bird got back up, kept his balance, and lived for months. An anatomical loophole made this possible. The axe struck slightly too high, removing the face but leaving the major blood vessels intact. Because the brainstem remained connected to the spinal cord, it continued controlling basic functions like breathing and motor reflexes. Between the laws of physics and these unique anatomical loopholes, the chicken remains one of the most resilient animals on the farm.